Hi Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your March 16th to the 31st, 2021 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading and clear the energy space, once again, a reminder not to be scammed by anybody in the comment box pretending to be me, offering you a reading. This person is not me. They are a scammer. Do not be scammed. With that said, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right. Let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Aquarius, March 16th to the 31st, 2021, Aquarius. March 16th to the 31st, 2021, Aquarius. March 16th to the 31st, 2021, Aquarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh. Okay. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. I do apologize if my voice is a little stuffy. I've had a cold, so let's see here what energy we need to be mindful of during this time. What energy does Aquarius need to be mindful of? March 16th to the 31st, 2021, Aquarius. What energy does Aquarius need to be mindful of? March 16th to the 31st, 2021, Aquarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Fantastic. Let's look at your chakra energy for this time. What energy does Aquarius, March 16th to the 31st, 2021, Aquarius. Aquarius, March 16th to the 31st, 2021, Aquarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Fantastic, these two. So we're going to start off with the chakra energy. We're going to put the energy to be mindful of over to the side. We have here balance. This is the root chakra. So being in balance with ourselves is going to be so important. We're also going to see that balance tested just a bit during this time. And then we have flexibility with the sacral chakra. Now the left-hand side is the inner self. The middle is the heart, the emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have the 10 of Wands. We have the Ace of Cups, we have the Eight of Cups, and we have the Strength card, which is Leo energy, time frame July 23rd to August 22nd. We then have the Queen of Swords, which is you coming through as a queen, Aquarius, the Page of Oak, the Page of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, the Seven of Cups. We have the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy, time frame April 20th to May 20th. We have the High Priestess. We have the Devil, which is Capricorn energy. Those of you born on the cusp with Capricorn, your Capricorn self is going to come through a bit intensely during this time. Or if you have Capricorn within your natal chart, December 22nd to January 19th is the time frame. My goodness, we have all major arcana in the public arena. Wow. Okay, it's not playing. There is no joke. The public arena is going to be intense. We have the Hermit, which is Virgo energy, time frame August 23rd to September 22nd. Yeah, the public arena during this time, Aquarius, is going to it's going to come hard. Or no, it's not going to come hard. It's going to make us look at things very intensely. It's going to come at us hard. It's going to have us look at things in a very different way. It's going to make us kind of shift some of the ideas that we had, that we thought, oh, okay, this is what I think, and this is exactly how I'm going. There's something that's going to come up that makes us turn inward. We're also going to be tested in a way that we're not really that comfortable with here. And there is just this real sense, because you have the Hierophant and you have the High Priestess and the Hermit, and they all collect together so nicely. They all come together so nicely. There's this real sense of spiritual awakeness. There's this sense of greater understanding of the individual self. And then there's something here that wants to poison that. There's something here that wants to kind of snatch that away and say, no, but you can't. And this is why. And make that abundantly clear. So this is going to be very intense. Very intense. So the energy we have to be mindful of, we start off with the King of Swords. This is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Now, it can be that we have to be mindful of ourselves during this time because we can be a little bit too logical, a little bit too cold at times. That can definitely be the case. There is also this sense of being mindful of people who try to use logic as a weapon, that try to boil things down just to numbers and facts and say, it has to be like this. There is also a sense of of wanting to question and not feeling like you can question the way that you want to, not feeling like there's a voice for you because there's somebody who's so overbearing, kind of watching everything and denouncing everything. So just be very mindful of this. This person can steal your voice away in a very real way, or it can just be that we're not feeling very confident within ourselves, and it's like, well, should I, and the answer during this time is like to seize your power, and to move forward in that power and not to let others dictate that for us. And then we have here the Moon, which is Pisces energy. So born on the cusp with Pisces, that's going to come out very intensely. But the Moon is fear. The Moon is fear. It's questioning. It's not seeing things as clearly as we would want to. It's looking at life very differently, and it is looking at the shadows and saying, I don't know, and I'm not sure I'll ever know. And so this is going to be a person or an institution that kind of fear mongers. It wants to keep you afraid. It wants to keep you overwhelmed. It wants to keep you off your game. And this is going to be something that we're fighting against during this time, because it's like, well, no, I'm not going to fall into that trap. I'm going to stand tall in the confidence of myself. I'm going to embrace my voice. I'm going to move forward in my power, in my truth. And when we say move forward in our truth, it's not making it so that anybody else has to live our reality. It's saying, this is how I need to live my life, to live my best possible life. This is how I need to embrace my subconscious and conscious self to come together and really be a powerful person. And that's going to be the thing that we find tested during this time. So balance, and we can see this tremendously in the public arena here. Balance is tested because there's this real sense of spiritual awakening. There's this real sense of finding deeper meaning, deeper answers coming forward. But then there's that bit of poison. There's that bit of well, you just can't because I said so type of deal. And what the balance is needed here is for the understanding of what we want, of where we're headed, the balance of the masculine and the feminine energy within us, the balance of our public self and our private self, the balance of where we are and where it is that we want to be. There's a lot on our plate right now. At the root chakra, we can really feel like our roots aren't being taken care of. And that's because we need to release so much in order to gain so much. There's a sense of releasing the negativity that has kept us inflexible, that has kept us rigid. And it can just be that has kept us afraid. So the Sacral Chakra is where a lot of negative energy from this life and from past lives are held. And what's interesting is it goes Sacral Chakra, what you can see right here, the Sacral Chakra and then the Root Chakra, okay? So they're right next to each other. So if we focus on the kind of bottom part of us, right? Belly button and below, I believe that's right. We start to focus on the energy within us. We start to focus on this sacral energy, we focus on the root chakra energy. And this is a sense of here, really saying, I'm embracing this flexibility that my fear has kept me held back in. I'm embracing the way I need to move forward. I'm embracing, shattering the past life debt, the DNA deadline, everything that has compiled upon me to say I can't, so that I can say, yes, I can. And you better beware, because I am moving forward in a much stronger, much more confident, much more assured way than ever before. And it's embracing that flexibility of mind, of soul, of self, of what we desire. Because with the Ten of Swords, it's like we've carried too much for too long. The Ten of Wands is all that weight being piled on top of us, all that weight bending us down so that the only thing we can look at is our own feet. And there is no beauty there. There is no serenity there. There is no brilliance. And that's what we need. And that's what we've been missing. There is a sense of saying, I want to improve. I want to face my day. I want to go and enjoy and become. And what we're doing in order to make that a reality is that we're taking the weight that we're carrying and saying, no, I can't carry this. I can't be weighed down by this. I can't be defined by this. I need to look at the sun. I need to look at more than just my own feet or the dirt that I'm treading upon. And as we release what we are carrying, we're not only carrying for ourselves, we're not only carrying our burdens and our chaos, but we're carrying for everybody else. And what we have to say, quite honestly, and it might sound cruel at the very beginning, but it's like you have to carry your own weight. You have to look at what you want, what you desire, and carry that, because I cannot carry it for you. And we tend to do that with people we love. We tend to do that with people we're trying to impress. We tend to say, oh, okay, I'll take it on. Or just if we're empathic people, and if you've found this channel, it's very likely that you are. We think, oh, okay, I'll just keep on carrying it. I'll keep on carrying it. I'll add more and more and more and more. And I won't complain. I will just keep on going. Or even if we do complain, it's like, oh, but keep it quiet, because I have to just keep on going. And there is a need here to say, no, you have to carry your burden, because we can't live other people's life lessons for them. We just can't. We prolong it, yes we do. But if we take it from them, we can't live it for them. So it's saying, here it is. This is what you have to learn. This is how you have to move forward. And it's in the most caring, loving, kindest way possible. But now it's time to stand on your own 2 feet. And now it's time for me to look at my dreams and what I desire and what I want. And for me to stand on my own 2 feet without almost being toppled over by everything that I'm carrying for everyone. And it brings us to looking at a gift for the heart. This is a gift that divinity is giving us, God, source, spirit, however you see the divine, the universe. A gift of love and compassion and beauty and understanding, and a sense of clearing out what has broken our hearts, what has made us doubt ourselves, and really being able to rise in our power, in our beauty of voice, in our brilliance of self. And so as this gift comes in, and as our heart is really looked at, because so often, so often we don't look at our hearts. We look at the logic, we look at the emotional impact it has at the moment, but we don't say, what does my heart need, like emotionally? What is the healthiest thing for me to be able to do in order to move forward in power, in prosperity, in abundance? And there's this question that comes forward. And what we're seeing is, in order to embrace our heart's love and joy, prosperity, success, we have to walk away from something we once thought we would love. We have to say, this is an ending to bring forward a new beginning. And we're going to really come face to face with this in the public arena. It's going to be more intense than we would like. And so here, with the Eight of Cups, we have this shift. And we have this shift towards seeing more, understanding more of what it is that's important to us, being able, it's not to give up, but being able to walk away when it's just not right. And that takes a tremendous amount of strength. That takes a tremendous amount of courage. That takes a sense of looking at things and to say, to be fully strong, to be truly strong. It's not to be a bully. It's not to be a brute. But it is to say, this is me. This is who I am. This is what I need. This is how I need to move forward in my understanding of my reality. It's not, it's not being hostile to other people. It's not doing anything like that. But it's claiming our own hearts, our own souls. And that's a very important thing during this time, because Aquarius, what is so easily done for us is that we can say, you know what? I will sacrifice. I will, swallow my words, and I will keep on going. And I will keep on doing this until it becomes unbearable. And what Spirit is saying is, during this time, it's like, stop, and start to look at this shift that's coming forward, because you have an ending bringing forward a powerful, it's not beginning, but it's like a reset. So I guess that is a beginning, but it's like a redefining, and it leads us to being a queen. The Queen of Swords is the queen of understanding, the queen of voice, the queen of knowledge, the queen of logical truth. And when we are embracing the Queen of Swords, we're embracing ourselves as warriors. We're looking at things and saying, this is what I need. This is how I need to go after it. I'm strong, I'm capable, I'm courageous, and I'm going for it. And it's in a very powerful, very real way that we're looking at things within our hearts. And our hearts and our minds are coming together and saying, this is what is needed. This is where I want to be. I can't be held back anymore. I can't be kept silent anymore. I can't, try to be to everybody else what I cannot be for myself. And so we're taking back the power. We're taking back the understanding. And also the Queen of Swords. I mean, there's knowledge, there's logic that's a part of this, and there's also skill. There's something that we've been training for our whole entire lives that is coming forward, something that, has set us back, that has weighed us down, that we might have thought was a shame or a disability or you can't think things are a disability. They either are or they aren't. But, we're defined as a negative instead of a positive. And now we're going to be seeing why. It's like, oh my gosh, that's why. That's why I needed to go through all of this in order to get to where I am. And I do apologize if you can hear my nephew. He's the one who gave me this lovely gold. All right, so then we have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is this sense of needing to study to be able to increase our prosperity. We have ourselves coming in as a queen, as a warrior, as a truth seeker, as a person who is looking at what is needed and going after it. And then we also have ourselves kind of coming in on the other end of the spectrum as a student, as an inquisitor. No, not inquisitor, because we're not questioning people, but we're curious to a questioner, a person who is trying to find the questions, trying to find the semblance of an answer to bring forward our prosperity. So this can be a really big time for us Aquarius to rethink things, to re-examine things, to look at things and say, well, how do I get more prosperity in my life? Now, it's either money or what we value as much as money. It can be, looking at a side job or, a couple of side jobs and saying, well, how can I, increase this and help that? And how can I merge these together? You're going to see really creative aspects here when it comes to business, when it comes to looking at things emotionally within being ready for it. It's like, yeah, I'm ready for more. I'm ready to add more to my repertoire. But you're going to have to be we're going to have to be very careful here, because there is this sense of, okay, I can add more, but if I don't lessen my load, I'm not going to be able to carry more. I'm just going to be more overwhelmed. I'm just going to be more kind of like, ugh, I can't do this type of thing. So we're going to have to be really mindful of that, because we're looking at things and we're seeing new ways to move forward in prosperity, in abundance, in deeper understanding. There's a sense of looking at how things are intertwined in a very real way and saying, oh, wow, that's really quite indicative of what I want. How do I pull these all together? How do I make this a reality? And then it leads us to this sense of unifying our, determined warrior selves with our seeking, questioning, discovering, kind of entrepreneurial expectations. But it's also like, where is it that I'm connecting? What is it that I'm connecting with? And the unity that comes forward is very inspiring, because we're seeing that we're connecting with more of a flexibility of understanding, more of a determination of purpose, more of a sense of there is bounty here. And I get to be a part of this because I've healed. I've healed from being overwhelmed, from, feeling like I can't move forward. I've healed from so much. And I've been connected with something greater. And that something greater is our desires and our dreams, is our hopes, for the future, our hopes for the present. And it's looking at what it is that our hearts truly long for and saying, okay, this isn't going on the back shelf. This isn't being forgotten. This gets to be a reality that is looked at and paid attention to and honored and loved. And I get to bring my dreams to the forefront of my life. And that's what we're saying here. This is an I time. And it sounds so egotistical to say it, but it's reclaiming the power. It's looking at things so much more truthfully, so much more honestly, and saying, I'm setting down what's important to me. And I'm making that the basis for what I truly want in my life. Instead of what's important to everybody else, I'm looking at what is intrinsically important to me. And what's going to be the frustrating thing during this time is that as we do this, people will say, well, I never knew you were interested in that, or I never thought that was so important to you. And it's just going to go and show how much we've been carrying and how much people have let us without really caring. And it's going to be annoying. So do be prepared for that. The Hierophant with the High Priestess, this is just a beautiful combination. I also love the pairing of the Hermit with the High Priestess. So, you have that kind of little triage right there. But the Hierophant in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck is the Pope, right? And the High Priestess in a older form of the tarot, or in a form of the tarot, was called the female Pope. And it's the legend or the history, whichever you want to believe, of Pope Joan. And so you have the Pope and you have the female Pope. You have the one that is seen and the one that had to be hidden. So there's this real power of understanding here with the part of who we spiritually are. That's like the essence of ourselves that say, this is my truth, this is my bounty, these are my morals, this is what I stand by. And we let this shine in the world, and we're supposed to let it shine. A lot of times we get overwhelmed and scared and doubt and fear, and that's totally okay. But there's a sense here of now turning inward, and that's where the Hermit also connects with this. And it's like the veil has been lifted from our eyes. We're seeing things more clearly. And people say, well, okay, if the High Priestess always shows up, or if the High Priestess shows up multiple times, how many veils can I have in front of my eyes? Think of us as being wrapped in a cocoon, and we take away one layer each time. It's surprising how much we don't see instead of how much we do. So the High Priestess is telling us there is so much that we do not know. There is so much need for a greater truth and a greater understanding, because we're called to the Hierophant, to the understanding of self, to the empowerment of self. And the Hermit has us looking inward and saying, this is my light. This is my knowledge. This is what guides me. This is what defines me. This is what I need within my life. And the High Priestess has us seeing what hasn't been seen before, within ourselves, within others. It's a brutally honest time, which can be astoundingly overwhelming. And I'll get back to these in just a moment. But it's also colored by the devil coming in. And these are our addictions. These are our negative thoughts. These are, the negative energies that we go through. This is the world saying you're supposed to be like this. And our soul saying, but I don't want to be. Like, I want to be something different. And there's this complication to it all. And so we have this astoundingly powerful time where we're saying, this is me. And we're seeing things more clearly with the High Priestess, where it's almost like she can look within the eggs and see what is there. It's like the untapped possibilities of the world, which can make us elated, but also astoundingly sad. And then the devil comes and wants to pull it all away and says, no, don't you remember? You can't. You can't get to where it is that you want to be. You can't be happy the way you want to be happy. You have to remember every past hurt, pain, disappointment, sin, doubt, fear, addiction, anger, management issues, things like that coming forward. And it's like, why? Why? The past is in the past. It sounds like a Disney song, right? And this is saying, release. Release so that we can be more. And the devil's going to try and drag you down. Just is. And it comes when the lower energy vibration tries to drag us down. When they see that we're rising. When they see that there's more to be accomplished. And there's so much more to be accomplished here than can even be realized. And the devil says, well, what makes you think you can have it? What gives you the right? And the hermit is saying, instead of combating this within the world, instead of saying, world, listen, you have to see me. You have to kind of lighten up, because these doubts come from external sources. They can come from the most well-meaning of people, but they also come from the doubts we have, the fears we have, the things that we see, the snide little comments made here and there by others. And the hermit says, turn inward. Turn inward and illuminate your path. Turn inward and be guided, because we are uniting in walking away from the devil, from our fears, from our addictions, from our chaotic patterns, from our, coping mechanisms that have become patterns of coping mechanisms of childhood that have become patterns within the waking world of adulthood. And I don't know why I said waking world of adulthood, but that's what Spirit wanted. So here there is this sense of needing to turn inward and needing to see the lights that illuminate us, that guide us forward, that bring us greater understanding, and let those take hold. Let that, it's kind of like turn inward and let that knowledge be your guide. Let the connection that you have here with your angels, with your spirit guides, guide you forward in an astounding way. So let's see your spirit animal message. Aquarius. Oh, goodness. March 16th to the 31st, 2021, Aquarius. March 16th to the 31st, 2021, Aquarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. So we have here the deer spirit. It says, bring a gentle touch. And we forget in our world where, anger and power and force are so rewarded, that a gentle touch, a kind touch, it means everything. Bring a gentle touch. And let that gentle touch bring us forward in life. And then brings us to the canary spirit. Sing your own song. Let your truth be heard. Let your song be heard. Let your beauty come forward. And let it be the way that it guides your life. We all have our own tune. We all have, the melody of what we're dancing to in our heads. Let that guide us forward beautifully and brilliantly into a powerful understanding of who we are and where we want to be. This leads us to our subconscious chakra message, which is truth, which is the throat chakra. And that's going to be so important in the public arena, to speak your truth, to know your truth. And I know I say, Spirit says your truth here. And I want to make it clear. It's not taking a reality and saying, well, there's only one side of the story, mine. It's saying there's beautiful understanding if you see things through my eyes. And there is beautiful understanding if I see things through another person's eyes. But truth is, of course, can be boiled down to fact, which you can't dispute. But it's also in the eye of the beholder, in what is needed. And even identical twins can have different things that they need from life, different ways that they need to move forward. And so the truth here is letting that form of self-expression out and really listening to the throat chakra, listening to what your soul is telling you, what your body is telling you, what your angels and spirit guides and just the energy around you is saying, to walk forward in that power. It brings us then to the subconscious spirit animal message, which is the frog spirit. And I don't know if you guys grew up with it, but the acronym FROG, F-R-O-G, fully rely on God, was something I grew up with quite often. And it says, clear out the clutter and rely on divinity. Clear out the clutter and start having the beautiful understanding of self come forward. It brings us then to the subconscious person message, which is justice. It's time for discernment. It's time to be just, not just to everybody else, and maybe not to everybody else, but it's time to be just to ourselves, to be, discerning in our power, in our understanding, in the energy that we want, and in the love that we seek within life. Discernment is saying, I have a right. I have a right to say what I want in my life and what I don't. It's kind of like we wouldn't just leave our doors open, wide open and say, anybody who wants to come in, come in. It doesn't matter who you are. We wouldn't do that. It doesn't make us feel safe. Why do we do that with energy? Why do we do that with, why? And so it's saying it's time to be discerning. It's time to say, okay, I accept that, but I don't accept that. And I'm questioning this and I'm figuring this out because I need to be just to me. I need to be true to my goals and my values and what I desire within my life and build that little kingdom within my heart, my soul. And it brings us then to our subconscious tarot message, which is the world. And why we are being discerning and why we are focusing on our truth and clearing out all the clutter is because the world is opening. And we have to be ready for it. The world is opening in a way that it had been closed before and overwhelmed and doubtful and fearful. And now it's like the world, we're looking into it and saying, I can see my place there. I can see where I stand. I can see what I stand for. I can see what I desire. I can see what I love and what I want and what I need. And it's becoming so much more than I ever anticipated. All right, Aquarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we move forward, guided by our light and guided by our strength, knowing that yes, we will be tested, but there is power that is so easily overlooked, but is our greatest ally. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aquarius.